Thank you for tuning in to the Garage Cast. Today's host is Donna Kilgore, owner operator, owner operator of D Style Glamour Lounge. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
That's how official it is. I know Donna through she's my sister-in-law. I keep bringing family on here, which I think, whatever, it's fine. I got an interesting family. So what? But I wanted to get into your salon. Not just that alone, but like when did you start? You know, how did you start? That kind of thing. Why do you have your own salon, but don't you work for somebody? So if you could just tell us a little bit about that. How long have you been doing hair for now?
I have been doing
without
hair
giving away your age.
Let me see. I've been doing hair for almost 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, since 85.
Wow. So you kind of worked through, I guess, the step going to school and trying to figuring out what your environment was going to be.
Yeah, I took cosmetology in high school.
Right.
So as a block class and got my license before I graduated from high school.
So you were already kind of ahead of the curve. Did you back then, I'm sorry. But back then, were you already kind of set up for a job outside of high school, or did you still have to kind of go out and, I don't know how it works in cosmetology. Do you apply for it, or is it word of mouth?
Yeah, you have to go out and apply for a job, but I always wanted to do hair,
right.
and so I took cosmetology, but then I got a scholarship to go to college. So
right.
I ended up going to college, and I kind of stopped doing hair.
Right.
So after that, I came home, and I worked. I had a pretty good job.
Yep.
Didn't like it, and so I started doing hair again and started making money.
Now, you said you started doing hair. Was it good that you didn't like the job, or you didn't like the work? You didn't like your boss?
No, you know what? I liked everybody that was at the job, but
right.
I didn't like working for somebody else.
Okay.
So I kind of like coming and going how I like coming and going.
Right, a little bit more control over your destiny, essentially.
Yeah.
So was it? But you said you did it in high school. So was that the first thing you went to? You said, "Well, I'm quitting this job. I know I can make. I don't know how much you charge, $50 a head or whatever. I don't know women's prices, but I know I can. If I can get 3 heads a day, that'll put me at X amount of dollars per week, and I can live off that, even if it's a pay cut." Or were you really unsure, but you kind of fell back to what you knew?
Yeah, I was unsure, and I went back to what I knew because I wanted to do hair.
Right.
I didn't really think of it as I can make this amount of money and make it. Yeah, because I was still living at home.
Right.
And so as I was doing hair and started making more, that's when I moved out.
Right.
So it was pretty easy.
Yeah. So you just went to another shop?
Yeah. I went to a lot of shops. I was at a lot of shops. I had, maybe 13 salons that I went to.
Right.
And so they all had a little something different.
Right.
Didn't quite work right. And so I went to Terrain's, which a friend of mine, Drake, he owned the salon, and I just ran it was a barbershop hair salon. So he ran a barbershop, and I ran a hair salon.
Right.
So that worked out pretty good. I stayed there for like 15 years.
Okay.
So
what really, without naming names or specific things, what really got you to say, well, at whatever age or however many years in, what made you say, well, I want to open my own shop? Was it more of that freedom to come and go as you please, not having a boss, and or you calling the shots saying, I'm going to close this week because I feel like closing this week?
At the salon I was in before I came to mine's it was okay.
Right.
I kind of ran it how I wanted to run it, but I just kind of wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah. And I see it in my profession, which we'll leave nameless, but if anybody listens knows, at a certain, even I'm 37, so even at an age, you kind of go, if I'm going to work for somebody, they're just overall in charge, but I run it. But if they get to be too much in your business, to become the micromanager too much, yeah, it feels like at that point you have to go. I'm kind of at that point at 37, looking to go. I'm ready to be done at 20 years and just come back home and do whatever. So I see where doing hair, being a cosmetologist, you kind of not a not a free agent, but
freelancer.
Yeah, because you have a definitive skill. I can't. Mm-hmm. I've been getting my hair cut for 28 years, knowingly, going to the shop, paying the guy, tipping him. I still can't cut hair. I get a one blade all the way across. So is that always in the back of your mind to say, not that this place isn't good enough, but kind of, I know I can take this skill to my basement, to my kitchen, and be in a better situation? Or did you like the environment of a salon? That's why you kind of kept going to them. I
did like the environment of a salon, just that, like, it's a team.
Yeah.
Everybody that works in there, so you're kind of like a team. But I never thought about coming into a house, a home,
right,
and putting a salon in the basement.
Well, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So that's a little bit different, because nobody's in there with me. Yeah. So it's just me, but I love it. So I should have did it years ago.
Right. So, if you could have done it years ago, what would you have started in the basement or at your house, or would you have went to a storefront?
No, you need to start in a salon. I started in the mall.
Right.
So it's easy to build a clientele.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So once you build your clientele, usually that's what girls do. They start in the mall, right, build their clientele, and then just leave.
Yeah.
So, it's true.
Remind me to never open a salon.
So you build your clientele, and then you just move into a booth rental space.
Right.
So they're taking commission, and you're working on commission, and then you move into a booth rent place.
So, would you? Yeah, you didn't answer my question, did you?
Oh, what was it? What?
Would you? Is that what you would have done if you started your own thing years ago?
No, I think I still would have went into a salon first. Yeah, I still would have went to a salon first, because just kind of learning the ins and outs and the little, things going on.
Yeah, because I guess you were never on the business side.
Not at first.
You were always just kind of, this is how many people you have, and that's that.
And you didn't even book your appointment. So
really?
Yeah, when you're in a salon, that you work in a mall, they book your appointments.
Wow.
So you just come in and...
I thought you would at least book them between
I wish
9
I
and
would
5.
have.
Right.
No. Mm-mm.
So how long have you had D-Style, Glamour Lounge?
I've had the Glamour Lounge for 7 years.
Really? It ain't been 7 years.
Yes, it was.
No.
Yes.
It don't seem like 7 years.
I know.
It's a long time. So anything that you learned or would change if you could go back 7 years?
Yeah, I think I would probably be a little more aggressive, right, do it, I guess a little differently, put things in the salon to sell. Right. Just kind of keep up with it and not just let it go.
Almost like a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
If a grocery store only sold potatoes, that's okay, that's fine, but they got bubble gum and flowers now, cakes and all that stuff too. Do you ever think about if you could start it over, would you have gone A to Z, like open a shop and almost wholesale everything from hair to the purses to everything? Or is that a bit too much for one person?
It's not too much for one person if they want to do that. Yeah. That wasn't my idea.
Right.
And selling hair is just now really becoming a big thing because everybody's wearing hair.
Right.
So, what? Yes, everybody's wearing hair.
I thought people always wore hair.
Yeah, but no, not like they are now.
It's bigger now.
Yes, it's much bigger.
I've been out the game a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's much bigger now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I flip through Instagram sometimes, and that's I just saw this one. I can't remember the shop. Nobody will know it. But they were talking about they now sell hair. I'm thinking, why? Okay, but I guess the shop, they'll sell hair and they can go on about and get it put in with somebody else, or they can sell hair there and get it put in by the stylist.
Yeah, at first it was a lock on the hair because, Koreans only got the hair.
Oh, yeah.
And they wouldn't let you in. You couldn't.
The mafia.
Yes.
Man.
The hair mafia. They would not let you try to buy hair.
Really?
Yes.
So you would try to go buy it in bulk or something? And they'd be like, nah,
yeah, you would try
pack.
to buy it in bulk. And no, they would try to sell it to you. What they sell it to you is by pound and just a certain color.
Really?
So you had to buy a lot of hair.
And it's always a color nobody wants anyway, right?
Yeah, so, working that way,
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you can just order it. So
I guess, yeah, it is 2016.
So it's a pretty good setup.
Yeah. I just always wondered if I don't have my own business, but if I did, how far would I go? How far would I go to maximize that window? Because you only have so much, a window so big, just because either you're so old, you have so much capital, or whatever is going on. Like me, I got a newborn. There's only so much time I can dedicate to that. But I figured if I were to open a business or start something, how far would I go? Would I sell cups? So I'm selling cups. Well, so would I skip over Dole and go somewhere deeper to get the cups now with my logo on them? You know what I mean? Or would I just go, I'll just sell them?
I guess it depends on how motivated you are, how determined you are,
yeah,
and on how far you'll go.
It takes a lot of times talking to my wife, Desiree. I was talking to you before. She stays up till midnight easily 4 or 5 days a week. But she kind of gets out of that what she puts in, and to her, staying until midnight does it.
Yeah, but your team. You have to be a team. So, she sells.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of the kids and do that so she can stay up till 12.
Yeah, and that was a big shift. At first, I didn't understand it this first month, and the house kind of just went to nothing. But eventually, it kind of made sense. Okay, now I come home, I make sure the dishes done, make sure the kids are squared up, all this kind of stuff. So, I guess what I'm saying is D-style, is that it for you?
I don't think so. I'm trying to, I have a son. He's a young son, so trying to get him in school. Well, he's in school, but
I hope so.
Get him going good and get his grades right. And so it's a pull.
Yeah.
You
gotta balance
so
everything. Yep.
Yeah, just trying to balance it out, and then I'll come back and do whatever's next.
Right. So. You ever think about, I guess I don't know how, but bringing him into the business somehow?
My son?
Yeah. I mean, not now. He's pretty young. But if you still have your own shop, I guess not 10 years, in 7 years, right? Think about bringing him in, and even anything from him picking up hair or picking up supplies or anything to kind of get him on that side, because I know it's hard. It's difficult to say, listen, kid, son, daughter, whatever, you need to know this. But if you slowly, it's just like chores. If you slowly get them making their bed every week, washing the dishes every week, by the time they're older, they start to see a pattern, and they start to see that that stuff is useful now, because now mommy's sick or daddy's sick or whatever it is, they have to take care of it. You ever think about doing that with him, kind of bringing him in slowly?
I do. I think about it, but I don't think that's where his interest is. So it's kind of like,
yeah.
I just have to wait and see. Yeah. He cleans up and, does that stuff, but I have to wait and see.
Right. And it may be, if you didn't, nobody knew this, me and my brother had a grass cutting business back in 92. I don't know. It was a while ago. I didn't understand it at all. All I knew was, okay, we have to go over here and cut this. We got to do 5 lawns today. All right. I didn't understand calculating gas money, calculating gas for the lawnmowers, maintenance, any of that stuff. But it was too late now. Now I see, I go, oh, that's kind of how capital works in business. That's how you build it up. But I can understand it. I don't think any kid wants to. It's hard to get a kid to learn unless it is fun. Unless you make it a game, unless it's, I guess if you had a shop, like 3-4 people, son comes in,
better.
Sweeping up barber hair, that'd be different. And then, over time, the kid, he may not say, I want to be a barber or a stylist. He may say, I want to own a shop. But yeah, it's pretty hard to kind of force feed that into anybody, let alone a kid. But I do think the more that you surround these people or whoever it is, friends, family, whatever it is, the more you surround them with certain things, it rubs off. My mother used to call it cognitive knowledge. And you don't understand it until you sit back and look and you go,
right.
For whatever reason. My father used to work on cars all the time. But he always had cars that broke down too. But he used to work on cars all the time. So he's always, jerry rigging mufflers and changing the oil and just doing things. And I didn't notice it back then, but I started as I got older and I'm under cars. I'm going, why do I know? I didn't know a lot, but I would go, well, that's familiar and that's familiar. Just because he would always have me out there with him, kind of like, all right, hand me this tool and do that. So I think it's rare that you're in a position to be able to pass on your business or your legacy to a family member. So I even for me, I don't have a business. I have this podcast, right? But the older people get, you kind of rope them in and say, well, here, plug this up and come over here and do that. And hopefully it sparks something in them. That's my only concern about not being your own boss.
Right.
And schools teach you what just go work, get a degree, get good grades, get a degree, go work for somebody.
It's
rare.
Work for somebody.
It's rare they'll ever say.
But it's good things to that too.
Yeah, I do believe.
Yeah.
Particularly like a salon or a restaurant, you almost have to work. You almost have to be the lowest person on the totem pole to understand how to treat that person lowest on the totem pole, and also to learn the ins and outs before you. I don't know if you got $1,000 to take your money, just dump it in and cross your fingers. So some of it,
not work and you don't get paid.
Yeah,
So that's a big thing. When you don't work, you don't get paid.
Right. If you having a boss isn't the worst thing, but I think some people kind of get caught under that. Because I ask people that I work with, I always ask them. I go, and they can retire from there. I go, is this it for you? Like, what do you mean? I go, after you retire or next year or whatever, is this all you want to do? And they rarely have an idea about what they want to do.
Because you don't think about it.
I asked another, this was years ago now. I said, if you got fired right now today, what could you do, if anything? Dishwasher, shoe shiner, if anything, what could you do to earn an income where you'd be happy, because it's something that you can do. People don't think about that. They really, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's just if you never had to, cook your own food, you never think about cooking food. You already done this?
I'm tangled up
here. You wrapped up. How'd you get wrapped up sitting here? Pull us up here. Donovan got wrapped up. Right. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm thinking she gonna be the one up there getting tangled up and everything. But yeah, that owning your own business or sometimes work for somebody definitely gives you a different perspective on what you can be and what you kind of opens your mind. Hopefully either way, because some people have started their own businesses too much. In my family, I'm not getting enough family time, or I don't know as much as I thought I knew, and they sell it back or whatever it is, get out of that situation.
So, yeah, if you're determined,
yeah,
you have to have a little determination to make it all come to fruition.
Yeah. To go back to the whole buying hair kind of thing? Do you think that's a good thing? If people.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Making money is a good thing. So,
right.
If you get your little niche or get a good wholesaler, buy your hair from them, and you could buy it, do it.
Right.
And so it's a good thing.
So speaking of hair, when it comes to, because you do all African American hair, don't you?
Pretty much.
Right.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, is there, like my daughter, right? She's mixed.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't 100%. I'm light skinned too, but she's not 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, do you notice that most beauticians or cosmetologists, I don't know the term for it, do you find that most of those people only deal with this type of hair So when she turns, I don't know, 15, whatever, I don't know when she goes. I don't want to get her hair done. Whenever she goes in there, are they gonna really kind of look at her strange? I don't do that hair. Or can you use the same relaxers and whatever on all hair?
No, you can't use the same products on all hair because it's, different hair types, different textures.
Right.
You use different products. But, like in the Caucasian salons, they're getting weaves too. So
Yeah.
But you just put them in a little bit different.
I always heard they were the first.
Oh yeah.
This is back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is back in the 90s, like black lady getting their nails done. White folk been doing it forever. I don't know. I ain't know nothing back then. But I always wondered that. I mean, I figured that. But so is it? I don't know enough about the hair. So let's say you get a perm, right?
Okay.
Are there different levels? Like,
yeah, it's mild, medium, and super. But usually everybody can use a medium. You don't have to go super if you don't. You don't really need to use super.
So you couldn't use. No, I think what was that one? Just for me. You couldn't use it just for me super or whatever on her because she has different hair, or is she in the same category? Or do you have to break out the secret box only when curly hairs come in?
No, you don't have to break out a secret box, but I wouldn't use it just for me.
No, I mean that was an example. So
yeah,
I couldn't think of nothing else.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
You have to. She can use the same relaxers that we do, for her hair because it's curly.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you just want to pull out some of the curl.
Right. I think it's that stuff she got put in there. It is. I guess it's curly. I don't know. You got LG in the house. What's going on, man? I think he needs a special tonic from I don't know. We got the 40s or whatever.
Secret tonic.
Yeah. Just rub it in. I swear, your hair will grow in a week. And he dash off in your daggone horse and buggy. So let's get into more about, I guess, hair stuff, right? So what you have a skill?
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can sculpt hair into whatever, hopefully whatever the customer wants.
Okay.
So what's your advice for people that can't do it themselves?
Find a certified stylist and go see her.
That's it.
Yes, because if you can't do it yourself, you need somebody to help you.
So if they messing up, leaving the perm in too long, burn all that stuff.
Yes,
Can't
using the
hot
wrong
comb.
relaxer. Yeah, burning up your ears.
Right.
All of that.
Right. Did you in high school and I guess through the years, do you see that happen a lot where people come in hair halfway done, they go fix this because I messed it up, or is that a common story?
That's a common story.
They just
Still. Yeah, it still happens.
Have you ever been stumped? Like I don't know what this lady did with this stuff, but I'm gonna try X, Y, and Z.
It's been a few times, yeah, and you have to kind of try to figure out what happened,
right,
and then bring your way back.
Yeah. Have you ever had people come in and you have to all right, I'm gonna get it to this point, and then next week you're gonna have to come back so I can get it.
Yeah, you tell them, and they'll just say, for instance, they go somewhere and their hair falls out,
right,
and they'll come to you.
The hair fall out.
Yeah, something will happen. Their hair will fall out.
Does it grow back?
Well, yeah, it's hair.
Well, no, I mean,
yeah, it grows back. Yes.
Because there's now I'm being insensitive. There's some condition where people's hair will fall
That's
out.
That's alopecia.
Right.
But
this
alopecia, your hair grows back too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But it'll fall out as well.
I don't know much about hair. All right. So so people come to you with patches, and you just kind of comb it over.
If they have alopecia, you just kind of have to explain to them what's going on and how it's falling, why it's falling out.
Right.
And, so you have to, I lost my train of thought. You just have to tell them, you have to use certain products on their hair to stimulate the scalp and get it to growing back.
Gotta reboot it in a way. Kinda.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I have, what is this, pseudofoliosis barbae, whatever it is? The ingrown hair. That's what, I'll go to the doctor. That's why I don't shave. I'll go to the doctor. I can say, oh, man, I got to get bumps, blah, blah, blah. He gave me this daggone 20-letter word, and I'm just like, you mean ingrown hair? He said, yeah. I said, all right, so why don't you just say that in the first place? But for something that's so common, I guess, in men and women, sometimes the solution is pretty simple.
It is.
Sometimes it's. I can only assume sometimes for women that come in, they say I'm having these hair problems. What do I do with it? Sometimes it's just wash it, every other day or whatever, and just let it grow for a week. It grow out, and then you come back. There's nothing I can really do aside from washing it,
shampooing it, and giving them giving them conditioning treatments, and some growth oil, and letting see how it works out.
Right. So with you having, I'm jumping all over the place. With you having your own shop, is there anything that you would suggest to people that hear this today that want to start their own shop or salon?
I would suggest if you have to have a good clientele so you can pay your bills. Right. There's no other way to get around that. So have a good clientele, come up with a plan,
right? Find
your place, and set it up and get going.
Now is when you depending, right? If you leave a shop to start your own, is it always on bad terms, or is it kind of just like, well, yeah, they've been working for me for 15 years. It's kind of, I assume they were going to leave, or do shops kind of hold grudges in general?
It just depends on how you leave. Yeah. I don't think I've ever left a salon that didn't know where I'm going or what happened or, whatever. You just kind of say, well, I'm not going to be here next week. And
next week?
Yeah. Sometimes it's next week.
You ain't going to tell them a month out or nothing?
It depends. Wow. It depends, because you know how people are people.
But it's all on good terms. Next week.
Next week. Yeah.
Because I was, like I was saying, the last one I did was with my wife. She has her own clothing. Well, she doesn't have her own clothing line. She sells her own clothing line. She bought into a company. And that's always on my mind is, I think, whether it's starting a salon, whether you're going to sell chicken wings or you sell pretzels, there's usually some basic principles behind starting your own business. Did you have a plan, or did you have an idea of what you wanted to do, or did you have enough clientele? You kind of said, I'm uprooting, I'm going to come over here. I know I can get this many people to come through here.
I didn't really have a plan. I just was doing hair. I stayed in a salon for a long time because I really liked it. We all got along. It was good.
I saw Barbershop. Barbershop 3, whatever it is, 4, whatever one it came out.
You know how it's always something happens in every salon. It doesn't matter. Something happened, and we all had to kind of separate. So I separated and went to another salon, and that did work out. Went to another salon. And so then I just said, I'm going to have to do my own thing.
After so many, I guess, strikes, whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So when it's all said and done, and I'm not ending this by any means. We've only been on here 30 minutes. After it's all said and done, what do you want to do with the shop, with D-Style? Do you want to, if you could, in the best situation, best circumstances, would you ever kind of get some people working under you and kind of sit back and then you be the boss?
Well, it's kind of different being in your house because you can't have anybody working for you.
Right, that's what I mean. The best circumstances, you miraculously get some uncle, whatever, Uncle Brewster, drop you some money or whatever. Would you see yourself still hanging in the hair business? I think
I'll be doing hair at some level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I probably wouldn't add any more customers, but I would just keep the ones that I had.
Have some folk work for you?
Doing something. I don't know what.
Right.
But if I was
no stylist.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any stylists.
So you wouldn't open another shop?
Mm-mm.
Would you do you said you worked with a barber shop? Would you do something like that?
I might have a barber shop, but I wouldn't have another hair salon.
No.
Mm-mm.
So if I don't know if you know what's the biggest difference between the I guess the barber and then the cosmetologist,
And the
stylist, yeah.
Technically, there's no difference because a barber can do everything a stylist can do.
Because they learn that
on
in
the
school,
barber
right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But they don't do it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you know what? As far as barber cutting, I can't cut hair. I could cut hair in a salon like a barber, but I couldn't go work in a barber shop without going back to school.
What?
Yes, we have to go back to school for, I think, 800 hours or 500 hours?
But in school, you learn it all.
Right.
But then I guess when you get to a certain point, you pick your major, I guess.
Well, no, it's either you go to barber school or hair school.
But a barber will learn how to put a perm in and curl hair. Is it like a course? Like this week, this is what we're covering, and then we're going back to fades and tapers. Because I don't know.
You learn it all.
Right.
So I guess technically 1 week. I don't know if they actually learn how to use the curlers and curl hair.
Yeah.
But it's a chapter in the book, and they'll read about it.
Right.
And then you go on and go to the next chapter. But they're mostly just cutting.
Right. Yeah, because this is years ago now. I used to go to Pleasant Ridge down here, and they tore it down now. But it was like Pleasant Ridge, and I think it was called Moeller Hair School was right next to it. And I used to always see people. I used to go in and get my hair cut sometimes after school. But I just always wondered is it interchangeable? Well, I guess not.
No.
So let's say, if you did have this shop.
Okay.
And it's a barber shop, and then you still doing hairs. But you own the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you would stop? Or would you do things like get into accessories, hairs, and all this stuff? Or would you kind of just go, nah, I'm good. I'll just come in and make sure all the seats are filled and my checks
That's
in the
what
mail.
I would do. I would come in, check, make sure everybody was good.
Yeah.
And leave. Yes.
All
But,
right.
it's because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. You kind of.
Yeah.
Guess you kind of. Then you said what? 15, 13 shops?
13 shops.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of get burned out.
Yeah.
Shop hopping. Not that that's a thing, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, you do. You shop hop.
Yeah, that ain't right.
But, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to be happy, right?
Right.
So I don't think I have any more questions.
Oh, you don't?
I
We're
don't
finished?
think so. We don't have to be. That one went kind of fast.
It did.
Y'all got any questions?
I got a comment.
Uh-oh.
When she's talking about beauty shops,
Right.
most women will follow their beautician
Right.
wherever she goes.
Okay.
Most men will not necessarily do that.
Yeah.
Most guys figure if you can cut hair, you can cut hair. So I'm going to go to one that may be in the area. If that guy leaves,
Right.
I may go to somebody else in that shop.
Yeah.
But women are pretty particular about who does their hair.
You think that's because I'm not religious, but you think that's a spiritual thing? Because you have a connection with that person? Like I'm in a similar situation. The barber that I go to now, the first time he cut my hair, it was like he's been cutting it for 20 years. So I said, I'm going to this guy. And everybody else, I literally have a second, third, and fourth in the shop. But with women, is it that, and with that barber, I talked to him about certain things. I think I've told him I have a daughter. Like some things, is it that kind of connection? Because you can go sit in a chair with your stylist, and it's like she's a therapist. She knows exactly what you want. You kind of, is it that connection, or is it just you don't want to have to experiment?
Yeah, close. It's like an extended family, and then you become close with the people that come on the day you come.
Yeah.
So it becomes sort of
Wait.
a social.
Y'all got days?
Also.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about y'all hair salon.
Like when I switched my days because of my job, I had to switch my days. It felt weird.
Yeah, you feel like the outside.
I'm used to seeing Miss Cynthia.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing Miss Brenda. I'm used to seeing Aunt Alicia, and we, powwow and then going about our
Really?
business. That was part of my Saturday.
Mate.
But it's also
Yeah.
about trust. It's trusting, because I don't trust everybody. I don't care how they look on somebody else.
Yeah, and I think maybe
I can go to Donna, and I can't remember the last time I said how I want my hair done.
right,
She doesn't even ask me anymore because I always say, as long as I can wear it to work,
right.
the professional, I don't care. And she's creative, it's her lane. Have at it. This is your artwork. So
And
that's
yeah,
how we roll. But I can't do that with somebody else. I'll be like, nah, just wrap it and we gonna be done with it.
I've done that with a new barber. If I
Mm-hmm.
need a haircut, I don't know anybody. I'll go in there and I'll tell them, I say, give me a number one all around, trim me up in the back, and I'm good. That's all you want? I said, yeah, that's all I want, man. That's good. Because I've been burned like that. I will, and I don't want to sound racist, but I'll go to a cat and a certain person, and I'll look at them, and number 6, and I'll go, all right. And they don't look like they can cut my hair. And I've asked them, I say, hey, dude, can you fade? And they all, every single time, and I think it may just be a stylist thing, a barber's thing. Yeah, I can do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I've had my hair messed up more than once. And my perspective would be, I would say, I'm not real comfortable, man. I can even you up and you can be clean, but fading, I'm not real comfortable with that.
Right.
As a customer, I would go, okay, cool. All right. I'd rather have that than
Right.
thinking I'm going to be clean, fresh to death, and I'm hairline all messed up, But for women, you guys weigh heavily on your hair. There's hairstyles. I've had a fade for the last 23 years. Seriously.
Yes.
No, wait. 16. I remember I had a box. I did. I had a box and I had a little afro in the 90s. But I've had the exact same hair fade, the hairstyle for decades.
How do you do it?
I think one is simple, and two, it's just I'm not a maintenance guy.
Change ours.
Oh, all the time.
Donna and I probably drive her crazy. Because I'm a kind of person I only will wear it for maybe a month.
Right.
Same thing. So now I'm into the wigs.
Yeah.
But I still come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta cut the wig, you gotta look at this style, that style.
Right.
So
Sometimes she just helps you pick out a wig.
Right.
meet me at the hair
At the hair
shop.
store. Uh-huh.
So every now and then I say, I want to be curly.
Yeah.
I want the weave.
Yeah.
She goes get the hair and decides if I'm gonna have highlights in it or however it's gonna be styled.
And that's a trust thing too,
Trust
because
me.
you wouldn't be able to go to Tanisha, whatever,
No, Tanisha.
because you wouldn't
She
know.
was unavailable. Tanisha would only be doing a wrap.
Right.
She will not
A
put
basic
no frizz in
do.
her hair, no color, nothing else.
Now, maybe you can speak to this too. In the same shop, for whatever reason, would that other stylist be offended knowing that you're Donna's client, but Donna's on vacation in the Poconos? She's not going to be in. Would they be offended, or is it just like, I can do hair just as good as Donna on average?
I think most of the time you know the hairstylist in the salon.
Right.
And so you sort of know which one that you would go to if Donna's not there. And I
Yeah.
think they respect each other knowing I'm only doing you because Donna's out of the shop.
Right.
And then Donna will tell you
Who to go.
Yeah.
because it's some hairstylists, they cut everybody's hair or they do everybody's hair the same way.
Right.
Donna can have 10 people come in their shop,
Right.
and everybody will look different.
On unique. Right.
Unique.
Right.
Because when you go to her, I know she's gonna do good hair care.
Yes.
There's some beauticians that don't do hair care.
Right.
They just do hair.
Yeah. You kind of.
And she knows if my hair, if it curls tight
Right.
or it's loose, if she put little rollers in, I'm gonna look like Annie Oakley.
Right.
Because my hair has a curl to it.
Right.
But it's that trust that you build up. No matter where she goes, if she took me an hour to get there, I would probably still go to her.
Really.
Yes, because she knows how to take care of my hair.
Yeah. And
And everybody doesn't do that.
right.
You know, and like I come in and I'll say, oh, I feel like this today. She said, okay.
Right.
I'm one of these people. If she wants to try something, I'm for
You
it.
game, huh?
Yeah, I'm not one that, oh no, I can't try. I've had just numerous different.
Her hands or her cans.
Right. Right.
So it's a big trust because she keeps up with what's going on.
Right.
And she'll tell you, oh no, that's not good for your hair. But she will do your hair like that. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But it's not on her. It's on you.
So it's a back and forth, the respect from the
Yes.
client to her
Right.
to you. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
thin hair. I have thick hair, and
Right.
you want it to look like
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, but you don't have
And she
Halle
go-
Berry hair.
Yeah.
So how you
Yeah.
gonna look like? How you gonna do that? How's she gonna make that hair?
Right.
That feel?
Right. Right. Right.
So it's a big difference. And she'll say, no, that hairstyle's not gonna work for you, because as soon as you get outside, it's all gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want you to waste your money either. So
That's true.
She will give you her honest opinion.
Yeah. 'Cause I think my wife has done that. And I don't know, but just as ignorant as I am to salon stuff. Period. I have a wife. I'm just as ignorant.
Okay.
So my wife, she's gone to places to get like highlights or something, and halfway through the process, because she doesn't know the beautician, halfway through the process, she's like, I don't this. She's a couple times she's told me halfway through her doing my hair, I knew it was gonna be messed up. Because one, the confidence, she didn't feel like she knew what she was doing, and two, she's just a bad stylist, or maybe just one of those people that said, you go in there, I want to get highlights or whatever it is, instead of saying, I'm not that good at highlights, I don't feel comfortable, the lady probably said, okay, I got you, and messed her hair up.
Right.
So
You have to be comfortable with someone before you let them put different chemicals in your hair.
that's what I was going to say earlier, because
Nobody
for
puts chemicals in my hair but her.
yeah, and like for me, that's what I was, like, for me, it's clippers, little straight edge,
Razor.
the straight edge razor, and what's the green spray after the shot. That's it. The only chemical in my head. And then I go get some. I go get the Dax, whatever. I don't know. Get that Dax. So I get some waves, but I don't need waves. I just think they look good. That's about it. So with y'all, it is, and you guys in those chairs, an hour, 2 hours.
No, Donna's good.
What?
Depends on.
It depends on what you get.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, she has very thick hair and it's long and it takes forever for it to dry.
Right.
So if she doesn't get it up into a ponytail and gets like a roller set,
Right.
she's gonna be there longer.
Right.
Donna might have done 2 other people interchanging with her, so
Right.
she's very quick. Another thing that when you were talking about accessories and hair and stuff,
Right.
Donna is very humble because she always supports other people's businesses.
Right.
So we have like what they call it, not boutique things, pop-up shops.
Yeah.
Built a pop-up shop. So one friend that is part of the Saturday, she recently, last couple of years, got licensed as a masseuse.
Right.
Where she can go, outside of a shop.
Right.
So she set up a table, set up a room, and
Yeah.
let her do that. And Cynthia, extraordinaire, who puts together all of the special events and things like that. And she's
Right.
done that since as long as I'm 45, so as long as I can remember. I grew up in the same church she went to, so
Right.
she always coordinated weddings. She gets everybody together. Nobody argues with Mississippi, but her little side thing was she did toe rings. So
Wow.
we had toe rings. I
Yeah.
still got my toe rings. Nobody else has one like that. But the point is that Donna supports other people's businesses too.
Right.
So she's very creative. So no, I couldn't see her just doing hair.
Yeah.
She'll add some kind of flair. That's how she got the name Glamour Lounge at first. So when I go out somewhere, she does my makeup. I don't
Yeah.
go into the mall. I constantly say, Donna, I'm going to this event. I bring my dress, and she be like, I got you. And she has whatever my makeup look is gonna be.
Right.
And she did my hair, my makeup, and then I get dressed here, and then I leave.
Real modest today.
One stop
She
shop.
is. She's had other accessories here. She's had dresses.
Right.
She's done masseuse.
Right.
Somebody selling purses. We have
Purse
purse parties.
parties.
She does all kind of
Even
things.
somebody came and had a
We even did visionary board.
tattoo.
Really.
Oh yeah, I did do that, didn't I?
So she does. And she didn't tell you. She likes doing weddings. She
Really?
likes to decorate
I
the
do.
party. So she's being real modest today. I don't know why she's not still in her head.
Right. So that's why I had to bring that up. Like, no, she does a lot more than this hair.
Just do
So
hair.
really, she builds community,
Right.
which is the common buzzword now. She's been doing that for years. And my mom, I've been going to her to see Diana is 21, so 21 years.
What's that make you, Donna? 17? Yeah. Nah.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even let anybody else do
Ah.
that. 29
Right.
year old, one was about to turn 21, and because I was pregnant with them when I first started coming, and the youngest is 15.
Right. I don't I don't go into salons. Is the accessory part normal?
It's becoming very common.
Kind of like a cross promotion kind of thing. You make purses, you make toe rings, and you can kind of either do a pop up or keep a little bit of your inventory there.
Yeah.
So
Very common.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was more, like Dudley products when they had Parker's Beauty Supplies. So
Right.
some people would have that extra where you can buy something to take home.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's kind of, depending on the shop, you'll have other kind of accessories like you described, and that's
Right.
pretty common.
I think that's a good thing. It's just about does your accessory hit that demographic? Be the only concern, Like and not to say it wasn't a bad thing with me. I wouldn't go to a shop and you doing tattoos too, but a purse or something to accentuate your look. I can see
Yeah.
that, like rings, little jewelry, whatever. I don't know what glasses.
But when she goes too long and doesn't do a pop-up shop, everybody's asking, okay, well, it's time.
Yeah.
I got my bottle of wine ready.
What kind of pop up is this? What y'all doing?
We have fun
Yeah,
pop-ups.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Tamara
sip
had
and shop. It's
had
sipping and shop.
friends that were making wine.
Right.
So she had a time when she
Machiavelli wine.
Yeah.
was able to do a wine taste.
Yeah. Wow.
So really, it's a go-to spot.
Right. We need to
That's why I
have.
said it's really community. So when you ask, well, do you all get used to people now? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only, even though I don't see them on Saturdays anymore, like
Right.
they come on Wednesdays, but, I'm looking forward to next time she does pop-up shop with Cynthia made something.
Right.
Something like, well, she came up this time, Miss Brenda's coming, and that's the other Miss Brenda, because my mom's there.
Right. Right.
We always do stuff.
Yeah, y'all talking about going every week. I might go every Tuesday or Thursday. I don't even have a day that I get my hair cut. I never thought about it like that. But I guess y'all work schedules, whatever.
It's serious.
Mine
Yeah.
fluctuates now because of my work schedule, but I used to come every week.
Yeah. Same time.
And sometimes I'll pop in the shop and I don't even have an appointment just to see how she's doing.
That kind of yeah.
And she likes Starbucks chai tea latte.
Why do you know that? Why do you know that?
I'll call her.
You call
I'll
her.
call her. Be like,
You
"What
supposed to be
y'all
off that
doing?"
stuff, Donna.
I know.
How many times is
I can't even order it unless she's with me because I can't remember how to tell them to fix it.
I think I don't know what it was, Christmas or something. I can't remember if I bought you a gift card or something. And she was like reaching in her purse, pulling out 7 of them. Like, I gotta stop drinking at Starbucks. I said, when you gonna stop? Daggone. Chai lattes and all that stuff.
I mean, every time I'll call, like, you want something? And I'll go and bring it when I come. But
Right.
that's what I said. It's like a family. It's community.
Yeah.
So it's more than just the hair.
Yeah. I think that's what I bounce around a lot, and that's the thing is being able to really sit there and relax, because it's not a lot of time as all adults, right? It's not a lot of time where you actually get to put your faith in somebody else, and then I've fallen asleep in the barber's chair, but sit there and kind of relax and kind of vent or do whatever it is, and in 40 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, you feel better because you talk to, I guess, your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, yeah, and after all that, you feel better, you look better. It can change your mood. Because I've been in the barbershops mad and just other stuff, work, and they in there watching the game. And these guys talking junk about the game and everything and hooting and hollering, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess life isn't that bad. They talking about who got drafted in this playoff or whatever. So yeah, I guess I can see that. But hours? You would drive hours?
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know if I got that kind of dedication. Don't tell my barber.
If she moved,
Yeah.
it would be me, my daughters, and my mom. We just have a blocked off time. We come
Yeah, I guess
And
so.
we'll just be there longer.
I mean, all the shops she's been in, we've probably been in most of them with her.
Really?
From the
Oh,
time we
yes.
started. She started changing places.
Yeah, they
Huh.
have.
And that's where the clientele.
That's where it comes. It's more like a family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why you being all modest? You got all these guys going. Oh, why you like doing weddings? Is it just because of the level of perfection it has to be for that style, or is it just like that's just your thing?
I don't know. It's just fun. You know, when they get married and it all turns out pretty.
Right.
It's nice. I like it.
So it's probably you like that kind of pressure. Not pressure, but once again, it's that faith. They're saying this is my only day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pay $47,000 for this party, and my hair is not gonna be messed up when I'm taking all the. I'm paying the daggone photographer $817 an hour.
Right.
I better be laid, paid.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
she doesn't just do that makeup. She actually decorates the hall.
What?
She makes the flowers.
So that's what you're doing after the shop.
All that stuff.
After the shop closed down, be D-style decorations. That ain't bad. We gotta do another one. I got some questions for you.
That's why it's called Glamour Lounge.
Right.
It's the whole
But I thought she was doing hair. Y'all breaking out. She gonna have a decoration shop with a Starbucks brew right there. You know,
That would be perfect.
you get a whole, not for you, for the customers. You come 5 times, you get your whole punch, you get your free bente or whatever they call them. There you go, Donna. You holding out on me.
and she's a personal shopper too.
What is that? What you mean?
Man, and if it's an event, I'll be like, Donna, I need your help finding a dress, so we out looking at dresses.
Right. What?
Coming up with the whole look and style.
I'm gonna have them on next time.
Or if she's
They-
I think so. They're pretty lively.
I bring them here, I'm taking pictures.
Right.
Which one?
Right.
And she'll say which one. I said, and she said, I got your hair. I said, I know. I got your makeup. I said, I know. What time?
Right.
So that's how it goes.
That's what's up.
So that's like my big sister from another mama.
Well, Donna, you're blessed into the family, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all got any more story?
That's about it.
That's it. Donna said, I said,
That
yeah.
you
Donna
gonna
said,
share.
hey,
Some things that happen in D-Style Glamour Lounge.
It's gonna
gonna
stay
stay
in
in
these
D-Style
style glamour lounge.
Girlfriend thing.
hey, we got some wine. If y'all don't want
It's
to,
still
no.
gonna make us take
Okay, all right. I was gonna.
High tolerance for wine.
Why is that? Because y'all always go to D-Style Glamour Lounge. I'm trying to sell this interview to TMZ or somebody. Get a little bit of money. Oh, man, y'all crazy. So, I don't know. I guess that's it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no more
Okay.
stories.
No more stories.
Will you be giving us a link?
Yeah. This is, if you have iTunes or an Apple phone, it's available on iTunes. If not, it's available on SoundCloud. You can just go to the website. You can download the app and stream it. Either way, you can listen to it that way. I also upload these to YouTube. So if you're at home, you just want to listen to it, let it play.
Now, how often do you
Do these? Initially, why y'all interviewing me? Initially, I was doing them every week, and it was just me, right? So I would just, and it's tough. It's tough if you don't do them often. By about the third or fourth time, I got the hang of it to kind of do an intro, then have some topics, and I was doing maybe 20 minutes. But then after my first guest, that's when I said, and I knew this before, I said, I need more guests because it's not a low self-esteem. I don't feel like I'm that important. I don't feel like I'm that interesting. So I said, well, but it's just how you think about yourself. So I said, well, at least if I have a guest on, we can kind of do back and forth. There's some stories about me, depending on what they say, and it's primarily about the guest. So what I'm trying to do now is just do more guests and kind of cross promote, because I don't know, man. I just don't feel like enough has happened with me. Like, how long have you been doing hair? You said
10 years.
10 years. 10 years. I've got it recorded. But I just looking at me now. If I were on somebody's show, I'd be able to tell stories. But being put on spot, I don't think anybody wants to hear what I have to say. But like Donna has a story. A friend of mine named Luke had a story. The guy Chad I had on my show. He had a story. My wife had a story. I look at that, and as a consumer, I say I want to hear their story or hear how they got to wherever or their struggles or whatever. So I try to do them every week, but now I'm really slowing down to. She's all right. Nah.
Slid out the chair.
She'll reach for stuff she ain't got no business reaching for. Yeah, but now I just kind of wait for a guest just to make sure it's worth it. So this was I think the last one was a couple weeks ago. So this will go up. What's today? Sunday? Saturday. This will probably be up by Wednesday. But yeah. Y'all got any more questions for me?
So where do you plan on this taking you? I mean, is this something that you're wanting to do after?
You should keep recording after the interview.
You were
Oh, I am.
that you were interviewing other people at your job, saying what would happen if you lost your job today? What would you do? So is this something that because you put that question to them, is this sort of your answer to that question for yourself?
Yes. That question was asked in 2009 to a guy that was about to retire, a few years out of retirement. He was a bicyclist and everything. I was asking because I was like, he could probably teach people how to ride bikes. I don't know. But yes, for me, as of right now, as of 2016, people can earn a living from doing podcasts. And I was explaining it earlier to a gentleman, I forgot his name. How it works essentially is, say, somebody's selling cell phone cases, right? So we sit down and I advertise this just like a commercial. I advertise a cell phone case. It'll be, I'll say, this podcast is brought to you by XYZ cell phone case. Go to their website, use my promo code Hocker and get 10% off. The company takes that 10%, splits that 10% with me, and then they take the other 10%, other part of the 10% and do whatever they want to do with it. I take that 10%, deposit into my bank account, and that's how I earn revenue for doing these podcasts. So the more popular I am, the more advertisers I can get. Now, for me, there's a certain point where it becomes too much advertising, and some people will compensate for that by doing all the advertising in the first 2 minutes of recording. They'll just straight out the gate, these are all the products that I have, go there, buy them, and use my promo code. So then they can get 2 hours, 3 hours, 40 minutes of just the interview. So right now, this is not what can make me money, but having 4 more years before I retire, I'm being 37, I've seen a lot of opportunities pass where I say I should have started that a year ago, I should have started that a week ago. So if I start this now and get the hang of it, see if I like it, see if I have the time to do it, if I do that now and get a following, hopefully towards the end of my 4 years, I'll be able to hopefully generate some revenue or network, because this started from a YouTube channel that I had, I think 2 years ago now. But I was doing that so much, I said, well, why can't I do a podcast? So I just started doing one. Why not? It's 20, and I think I explained this to one of the other guests. In 2016, there's so much stuff out here that you can do just by virtue of being able to do it. There was years ago where if I wanted to sell T-shirts, I had to have $5,000 to get, 300 shirts or whatever, and then find a place to sell them. Nowadays, you can go on, whatever website and order 10 shirts, $27 a shirt, and try to sell them, and that's the beginning of your business. Years ago, it wasn't like that. So I look at things now as just this is an opportunist. I just see it and I go, I can do that. And it took me about a month of looking at this and seeing because this is the second one of these I bought. The first one I bought wouldn't allow me to do certain things. So I bought this. I already had my laptop. I got the the cheapest, the appropriate microphones, like all this stuff, and okay, I'm good. Now I can go from here to the Middle East to California. I can go anywhere with this right here and capture an interview or capture anything I want, and I have it eternally. So it's not a way of earning money, but it's a step. To me, it's a step in the direction of becoming, one, my own boss, or two, challenging myself. Because I could just sit back and go, well, I'll retire from the military, and then I'll go work for somebody else. But if this is earning me enough money by then, in life you have options and not choices. If it gets to options, and I don't want to go work for somebody else. Now, when I wake up at 6 a.m., I'm starting to do this. I'm starting to network to plan out my week, because I have to go to Virginia, Florida, Oklahoma, and do all these interviews, and I'm getting money off of them now because I'm more popular, and I'm getting more advertisers. So, a long answer, or a short answer, no, this will not generate me income, but to me, it's just something else that I can do. Because you tell yourself no all the time. So why not tell yourself, yes and go for it? Why not? I mean, I drove 9 hours to get here. I could have said, nah, it's too far. But if I didn't come here, I wouldn't have learned more about Donna. I wouldn't have met you guys. Like, all this stuff is networking. And put it this way, if you guys weren't here and you just heard that, I guess, interview, whatever, right? You'd have an opinion on it. But the fact that I did it with you guys here, now, I don't know, who y'all know, you might go, hey, you might want to sit down with this dude. He's funny or interesting, whatever. So if I didn't. Yeah, I usually push it out on my Facebook account, Twitter account, Instagram, all this stuff. But I can email it out too if you don't have any of that stuff. It's all.
I got Facebook. I got 5,000 friends.
What? Man, you need to hook up. We need some networking. 5,000 friends.
I do. I got them, but
Hey.
I tried to friend somebody. They were like, "You fool." I'm like, "Huh?"
Really?
Yeah.
You can get full on Facebook?
5,000 is your limit. You have to open a new page.
Wow.
So,
I didn't know that. That's a shame.
That's a lot. Just linking up with other people.
just networking, and then I know 50 more people anyway.
Right.
So I have like my
You can
schoolmates.
You
and
can
then
sell
I
your
have,
Facebook.
Yeah.
well, I do a lot. I do a lot of outreach events for businesses. So that helps me because even if I don't hit that business directly,
Right.
one of my friends, I have a group of friends that are in different aspects of business, and we just automatically share each other's events.
Right.
So really, if I send something out, it might be a couple hundred people see it directly, but by the time we do all that, I'm really hitting a lot more.
Yeah, there's I got these aren't my shirts. I got this from White Knuckles. This is another website, whiteknucklesgear.com, but the lady that did my shirts, did I bring, whatever, that's long. The lady that did my shirts, she's one of one. She just makes shirts, and she does tumblers. Is that what they call? The cups with the screw on top. Mm-hmm. She does tumblers and all that. It's naturallyyoursgifts.com. She has whatever. She has an Etsy site and all that stuff. But she's that person that she'll share another shop that's like homemade, blah, blah, blah. So I can see that networking where, like my wife's, before my wife sold LuLaRoe, she sold infinity scarves. Mm-hmm. And so I told my wife about her, and her name's Tanisha, and Tanisha was like, what's her website or what's her Facebook page? And I was like, it's Baby Q's scarves, blah, blah, blah. So I shared it to Tanisha's page. In a week, she had 100 likes on that page. And that's the kind of power. Just you were talking about networking and you sharing one thing and just spreading the word. So I definitely believe in that. And that's why I like doing these. The guy, I went to Virginia and did an interview with Chad Dunn. And after talking to him, I'm like, oh, you know the guy who has White Knuckles gear? Well, I want to get with him too. And I want to talk to this guy and this guy and this guy. If I never went down there, that would have never happened. Mm-hmm. So by way of networking, by way of kind of doing what I feel like, doing what I feel like I want to do, kind of challenging myself, I think it'll get me to a point where I'm just in a better place where you get more options. Because if I sat back and said, no, I'm not doing a podcast, I'm not doing a YouTube channel, I'm shutting down my Facebook or whatever it is, I wouldn't be where I was today. Let alone I wouldn't have the open mind to think that I could do something or even analyze it so much to see if I can or can't. Because there's some people that just have a no mentality. Well, why don't you go work over? You have a degree, go work. Nah, I don't. I'm good here. You're bagging groceries. You have a doctorate in whatever. I don't know.
It's fear.
Yeah, and there you have to have it. There's a respect for it, but I think at a certain point you kind of have to go. I'm willing to fail. So let's go try this.
Failure is not bad.
You have to. I think.
Yeah, failure, that's how you learn.
Yeah, I think you.
And then you can't look at it necessarily as failure. You have to look at it as a learning tool.
Right. It's only useless if you never learn from it. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people that I had to work with on different projects, and mom's like, how do you do it? It has come full circle.
Right.
Because now, some of the things they do, because I worked with them on this project,
Right.
I know how to go around that landmine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't, it doesn't affect me.
Right.
Because I know how they operate. So I've never not been blessed enough that the stuff that someone did wasn't attached to me.
Right.
So,
And I think sometimes the worst part.
which is a risk sometimes too.
Sometimes I think the worst part in that they won't listen to you. You'll be like you have to. I don't know what it is. Like you have to make a list, a chronological list. At 8:00 we're doing this. At 9:30 we're doing this. Nah, I got it. And every time they forget something, and it's never something small. We didn't get the ice for the drinks. We forgot the drinks. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
What? Just write it down. Nah, I'm good. All right. And that's where it takes an experienced person to go, I'm going to just keep some Gatorade with it in my trunk. Because they usually forget this stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Just like certain events I can do like this.
Right.
But because I have 50 other things going, I got kids, I got
Yeah.
nieces, nephews, friends, family, and you're doing different things. I'm in a habit, I just write it all out on the list and check it off.
Right.
So,
Now,
They
you
can.
still write grants.
yes.
Now, see, she writes grants.
What?
To me, that is.
Wait,
so-
what? You
that
write
is-
you?
She writes
Grant.
What is that?
Right, like
Like-
to get money.
For
What?
different things.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That
Wait a
is
minute.
So, I mean, that is really something that a lot of people don't know how to do and don't know where to go to find somebody that does that.
So you basically convince people with money to give money to your organization for whatever purpose. That's what you do.
Yeah, but it's a lot more than just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fundraising letter.
Yeah, yeah.
It might be 50 to 100 pages.
But that's
But
what you.
that's not my passion.
But you can do it.
So, I want you to write, yes, I will write.
Right.
If it's a close friend, Amber, they really need your help, yes, I will write.
Right.
But I use that skill all the time.
Uh huh.
Actually, I had a 7th grade English teacher told me I couldn't write.
What?
Even though I had an A in her class. Racism at its best.
No, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in the honors program because she wouldn't give me a recommendation, even though I had an A in her class and met all of the other criteria.
Yeah.
Because she
Look her
wouldn't.
up.
Huh?
Have you looked her up?
Oh, I went back to the school when I got my first grade. Like, what?
Yeah. Wow.
And I had another teacher who recognized that I could write,
Uh huh.
and that was like 9th grade.
Right.
And she put me back on the track, so I still ended up getting my AP English class.
Mhm.
Got high enough on the exam, so I didn't have to take English at all in college.
Wow.
But just think, that's one lady. If I didn't have the
Yeah.
family and support, I would have been crushed. Like, what do you mean I can't write? I can't.
Right. If you'd have
But
believed
I
it.
got a 98% of your class.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but what it was, looking back on it,
Yep.
a bit later, I recognized she only gave recommendations if their parents were. I went to school with a lot of mayors, kids.
Oh yeah.
high-time
Yeah.
leaders, researchers. So if you were black
Yep.
and your parent happened to be well known,
Right.
then she recommended. If you weren't, she did.
Wow.
And she got in trouble for that later.
See, that's another interview.
Yeah. Well, my wife used to do intel work for the government. You right? Yeah. Come on, sit down. And my wife used to do intel work for the.
Remember what you asked for, because we'd be here another 2 hours.
Hey.
She can tell. Somebody probably should.
Hey.
Okay, Amber, okay.
I ain't gotta be back. I don't gotta be back at work till Tuesday. My wife used to do Intel work, and the same situation. She could kill it, amazing at it, but she couldn't stand it. It was like she could do it blindfolded, but when it came to, do you want to do that in 10 years or whatever? She's like, I could, but no, I don't want to. And that's what.
It's more just a job. It's not. It's a skill. It's not a passion that I want to do that full time.
Yeah.
I like grading them even better.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to do
I would go. I would used to get sent to DC, and then when they had their Rocky board, they stopped sending us. Now they mail them to you. So
Really?
you go and you grade them, and you have a panel of people. And I
Right.
manage my panel of people. So
That's
those are pretty cool.
that's amazing, man.
But
You
when
right.
talk about network, I got into that just because I had been working on grant writing,
Yeah.
the writing side.
Yep.
And someone's boss left and went to DC, and he said, "Get some people for me. They're having a new program," and that's how I got
Right.
into it. But that was that relationships and networking. So sometimes, I mean, you gotta have the skill, but it's also the people who've seen your skills and know what you can do.
Right. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, my passion is youth employment
Yeah.
and working with businesses to help them grow in the sense of getting contract opportunities like on public projects.
Right.
So that's called economic inclusion. That's what my passion is. And that's
So
what I do.
you almost really create jobs.
Yeah, I create business
Yeah.
opportunities.
Right.
So if the business opportunities there, they get the contract and they can hire.
Right. Right.
But I also know how to set up systems so that they get good hires.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
all right,
workforce
Doc?
development side.
You all right? Yeah, bouncing around. You need a daggone Starbucks drink. Yeah. Daggone. You going through withdrawal. Caffeine counts kind of low.
No, they didn't put
What's
it
up?
out this year. So we've just been doing the professional development
We done?
stuff. But
Yeah, we've been done. We was just talking. Just yeah.
Have you heard of OTR youth leadership? Because she's looking for somebody, I think, to sort of help.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. We kind of got off track, but all right. Well, thank you for listening. How people get in contact with you? You gonna do a Facebook or no?
Yes, I'll do a Facebook.
Okay. All right. I'll share a Facebook page when I push this out. All right. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys next week.